Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is. It's Chef Big Bank, and you're tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. We are back for another cooking lesson. It is Sunday dinner. So come on into the kitchen. Today we are going to be making beef tips, rice, salad, and cornbread muffins. So we got a lot going on here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this with your friends, and join the channel. Also, if you want to support this channel, you can hit the Cash App, you can send a super chat, PayPal, Venmo. We got all things going on. Y'all was giving me a hard time when I didn't have Cash App, so now we got Cash App. So, okay. Let me walk you guys through all of our ingredients. We have a lot of ingredients here, but do not get nervous. Don't get stressed out. I'm going to walk you guys through how we're going to make this meal and show you what is going on. Okay, so we have our onions here that I did in a large dice. You can do your onions in a julienne if you want to, which is like the strips when you make like stir fry. And Shorty said I'm vibing. Oh, girl, I'm trying to get there too. So, but we gotta cook first, Shorty, before I get too relaxed. So we got the onions here. Normally I use white mushrooms, but for some reason at the store, all they had was oyster mushrooms. So we're gonna try to make this with oyster mushrooms and see how it go. But I have heard good things about these mushrooms. So we got our mushrooms here, all cut up and diced up. And then I have my beef here that I did give it a sear before we got here today. But if you're cooking your beef totally from raw, that is perfectly fine. Whether you have partially cooked beef, raw beef, doesn't matter. And this is stew beef. So I got some beef from the butcher. Got that, I stirred it up the other day. So onions, beef, stew beef. And then I have my shiitake. No, sorry, oyster mushrooms. We got a guest in the building and she got me distracted. Hold on, Ava. Hold on. Not the question yet. Okay, we got our cornbread here. I like to use Jiffy. We got our beef broth. I also have beef bouillon cubes. So we got a lot going on here. Tomato paste. Very important if you're doing like a pot roast or beef tips. If you want your gravy to be really, really dark, tomato paste is the secret. And we have our fresh garlic, of course. I got a whole bunch. I got some Worcestershire sauce. Did I say it right, Ava? Did I say it right, Ava?
I don't think so.
My little one is right here, and she wants to say hi to you guys.
Hello.
I'm going to ask him, Ava, when more people get in here. We're just getting started. So, we also have a little bit of flour.
I'm coming here later.
Okay, come back in like 20 minutes. Ava has a question that she wants to ask you guys, but I'm going to wait till more y'all get here. Shorty said hi. We got our eggs right here. We got a little bit of everything, y'all. We got a little bit of everything, a little bit of parsley. that fresh garlic I was telling you guys about. I'm going to put this recipe in the video description, probably tonight or in the morning, so don't worry. Okay. The first thing I want to do is I want to get our beef tips started, just so that that sauce and the beef tips can have a long time to really break down. And then we're going to get the rice started. We're going to work from the cornbread and muffins. So we're going to be hanging out. If y'all got any questions about food, go ahead and ask them in the chat. We are just going to be hanging out. I got my pan right here. Let me move some things around. But y'all go ahead and hit the like button. What you can do is double tap the screen. Y'all, I be making so much food out of my house. It is insane. I'm always cooking something different too. Okay, we're gonna get the pan on. I'm gonna put this on at about a 7. We want to get really, really hot for this process. And we are going to put our onions in there and the beef. Let that saute up for a little bit, and then we're gonna build our roux. And a roux, if you haven't watched my channel, a roux is flour and butter. And a roux is used to thicken sauces. So, by the end of this food again, y'all gonna know how to cook, okay? Alright. We got our eggs here for our cornbread muffins. And speaking of which, okay. And then I got my little paper liners here for the cornbread muffins. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter into the pan. Can y'all see the pan okay? I'm going to move y'all. If something happens and y'all fall, I'm going to catch y'all food gang. Do not worry. I have a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put a little bit of that in the pan, as well as a little bit of butter. Okay, so we have the Foodie Gang food panel here today. And we were talking about Trump and the FDA in 2025. We are talking about, I know I'm not going to say this right. Y'all going to be so mad at me. Kennedy Jr. I keep getting his name wrong. And I'm getting confused about it. But y'all know who I'm talking about. I think he's going to be the Attorney General. He wants to make some changes at the FDA because a lot of foods that are banned that are banned around the world are available here. And so the FDA, the Attorney General that he is going to appoint, Kennedy Jr. Hey, Ralph, how are you doing? I'm just telling them about the live stream I did earlier today. I think it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Am I saying that right? Well, he's gonna take over over the FDA, and he's gonna make some changes within the FDA, or he wants to. Just because things have gotten so unhealthy. It's really, really sad. So, Ralph, we are making beef tips with white rice. We're going to make salad. And we're going to make cornbread muffins. So, how's everybody's day going? Are you guys ready for the week? So, the kids are going back to school tomorrow. And getting your kid out of vacation mode, or we have a school break, and then getting them back into the mode of going to school, waking up every day, going to bed on time, it's tricky because they're just like in vacation mode, and you gotta like get them out of it. So kids are going back to school tomorrow. That means I'm gonna have a little bit of free time. That is the good part. That is the good part. But how is everyone's day going so far? Okay, so what I like to do, I will put in one piece and see. So I have already par cooked my beef a little bit. I seared it a little bit, and I have some onions here. When this pan gets hot, I'm going to place both of these in here. We're going to start sauteing it, and we're going to begin to build our beef tips. I think it's called beef tips and gravy. I think that's the part I'm leaving out. Yeah, okay. Beef tips and gravy, white rice, salad, and cornbread muffins. Okay, I'm like, why does that name not sound like it's enough? It's supposed to, I gotta fix the title. Beef tips and gravy. Beef, you know what, Foodie Gang? I have so many recipes, so many ingredients, like floating around my brain. And like so many different recipes and things I gotta do. We're gonna turn this up a little bit. Just gonna cook a little bit faster. And we're gonna go in with our beef. And you don't have to par cook your beef. I just did that so that the beef wouldn't go bad in the fridge because I took it out too soon. But you don't have to saute your beef, or pre-cook it. You don't have to. You can have your beef totally removed from raw. Either way, it is still fine. Ooh, Ralph, that sounds good. Ralph, when can I come over? Ralph said I'm roasting 2 eye of round. When I worked in the kitchen, we would have beef eye round very, very often. And I think that, like, when I worked in the kitchen, there were just certain foods that I was tired of always seeing all the time. And so that's why I haven't had beef eye round in a long time. But that is good. Once you roast it, what are you planning on doing with it? Okay, so I got my onions in here. And then we're going to put the mushrooms in here pretty soon. Pretty soon. And then I got the tomato paste. I'm going to open this and just get this ready. Ooh. Ralph, that sounds good. He said shave it into roast beef. That was one of the things that we would do with our beef eye round is shave it into roast beef. We used to have a meat slicer when I worked in the kitchen. Do you have a meat slicer at home? Because you have to get the roast beef very, very thin. And hey, Tony, what's going on? And we got Ferguson in the building. Yes, Ralph, so let me know. Do you have a meat slicer at home? How do you get the meat thin enough? Because for sandwich meat, ooh, Ralph said he don't need no machine. He said he got this. Ralph said sharp knives. We would slice our own sandwich meat, and so they would get a turkey breast, and then they would roast it in the oven and put like herbs on it and like season it, and then roast their own beef eye round and their own turkey breast, and then we would put it on the meat slicer and we would shave it. The meat slicer, you gotta be very careful when you're using it because it can really be sharp, and they did not play about that because it can really hurt you. And like the accents in the kitchen never seem real until you are the one that is hurt. Can y'all see okay? Do I need some more light? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another ring light one day so that I have plenty of light. And Ralph said I need to cut this ribeye in 2 steaks. So does anybody in the building have any restaurant experience. Have you guys ever worked in the kitchen or in fast food? Have y'all ever worked in fast food? Do y'all know what it's like? And Ralph is so nice greeting everybody. Okay, so we're gonna put our butter in here. And I'm gonna put some tomato paste in there. And Ralph said 30. Wait! Ralph's out here. Wow, Ralph, you said 30 years? Okay, we'll put some respect in your name, Ralph. Ralph knows what he's talking about. One thing I would say, when you cook in the restaurant industry or the kitchen, it is a really different experience versus cooking at home. And a lot of the tricks and tips I know, I actually learned in the kitchen because we were trying to make sure that we were as efficient as possible. And so, Ralph, I know that you know a lot of tricks and tips. Ralph said I started at 12. Yeah, I started cooking, I think, when I was like 8. But I had never worked in the restaurant industry until I think I was like, what, 19? So I had a lot of home cook experience. And one thing I will say, when I made the transition from someone who loved to cook versus someone who worked in the kitchen, it was really hard for me. So I'm going to sprinkle in that flour now. And what this is doing is we are building the roux. We're going to get ready to build it. But yes, when I made the transition from working or just, cooking at home and being someone who loved to cook versus someone who was now cooking for a living, it was a really hard transition for me. And I feel because of that experience, I actually fell out of love with cooking. And I started to hate it. And then, okay, Ralph said I did crepes for 5 years. Monster Grill. What are crepes? What do you? Oh, do you mean crepes? The little the really thin pancakes that you fold over? Is that what you mean, Ralph? Let me know. And then I have some beef broth back here that I'm gonna put in there. And I forgot to mention this. I also have some beef cubes. I may not need these though. Oh, Ralph said yes. Yes, that's the one that they do on the really, really thin grill. And I don't think I've ever made one before. Yeah, I've never made a crepe before, but I have had them. And I just remember hearing about, how difficult it was. And, it had to be just right. You did that for 5 years? And that's another thing I like about the kitchen. They'll have you doing the same thing forever. You be like, I'm telling you, for me, for someone who loved to cook, being forced to cook a menu that I didn't agree with really, took the passion out of me. And okay, so Ralph said, yes, I'm going to have a lot of broth. Yes, I did other stuff. Sunday was crepes. But you know what? when you work in the kitchen, you will never forget it. You will never forget when you work in the kitchen, all the stuff that be happening. It really makes you respect people that work in the kitchen industry because they do have very difficult jobs. They really do. Okay, so we got the flour in there, tomato paste, onions. We got our stewed beef cut up into cubes in there. And Ralph said brown gravy was one of my fave. Ralph, so let me ask you, what was your favorite thing about working in the kitchen? What was your favorite thing? I would say for me, my favorite thing when I worked in the kitchen would honestly be the customers. I really enjoyed seeing people eat my food and, like just seeing what food would do to people as far as make them happy. Oh my goodness. Ralph, the dish. I tell you, everyone that has ever cooked in the kitchen has washed dishes before. It is inevitable if you work in the kitchen. And Ralph said I started at the bottom. You know what, Ralph? I have heard a lot of stories like that. Like in some of the places where I worked, the chef actually started working there as a dishwasher. And, one thing about the kitchen is that you can work your way up. You can start in the dish pit and work your way up and become the chef. Like, I've seen people actually do it. And so, yeah. But yes, washing dishes was probably everyone's least favorite part about working in the kitchen. And if you work in the kitchen, it's inevitable. Because one of the days that you have to work, the dishwasher is not going to show up. And what happens when the dishwasher does not show up is that you then become the dishwasher. There's also a lot of cleaning that is involved with cooking. A lot of cleaning. A lot of cleaning. So I'm just going to get my roux nice and toasty. And, let's let that cook around so that I'm going to add my liquid in there. So nice and toasty. Yes, but everyone washes dishes. Everyone that has worked in the kitchen has experienced the dish pit. And I've even seen chefs in the dishwasher washing dishes. So never think that you're too far away to get called back into the dish pit, because you're not. If they need help and the restaurant needs a dishwasher, you are going to be washing dishes, okay? Nobody's above it. And what we would do when we had to wash dishes, we would take turns. And so nobody would have to spend their whole night in there, per se, but we would take turns. So, like everybody get a turn. We know it's horrible. Nobody wanted to go. We was all sad. When we would dread that day at work when we would have to wash dishes. But, like Ralph said, it is inevitable. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to pour in our beef broth here pretty soon. You want to keep your eye on the the roux. You want to keep your eye on the pan because it can burn really, really quickly. Very, very easy to burn this, and believe it or not. And then if you do burn it, it'll have like a really weird color. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? How are you doing? Kelly, we are just in here cooking and chatting. We just got started. So, just getting started. I'm making beef tips and gravy, white rice, salad, and cornbread muffins. And speaking of which, I need to get the oven on. Get the oven on here. And then I got my organic beef broth right here. And you just want to put a little bit in at a time and kind of work it in. Yeah, so I made a typo in the title. I meant to say beef tips and gravy. Beef tips and gravy. I was like, I knew I was missing something, and I missed the gravy part. And then Ralph said I put a 7-second short on. Okay, what do you mean by that? I need some details. Okay, so we're just gonna pour that broth in, give it a stir, mix it around, and you want to just keep going back and forth with that. I don't like to put in too much liquid at one time because I kind of want the roux to kind of do its thing and thicken up a little bit. And Nate, what is going on? What's going on? And Nate said, Nate, don't even worry, Nate. I'm always washing dishes. Washing dishes is a part of cooking. It's a part of cooking. But we were talking about washing dishes in the kitchen. Now, it's one thing to wash your own dishes, but when you're washing dishes for other people, it makes you so mad just to see how messy people are. And some people would be nice and would put their plate back a certain way to kind of help the dishwashers. Some people do not care. When I go out to eat at a restaurant and we are all done eating, I like to like stack my dishes up. I'll put my silverware on the top plate. You know what I'm saying? But some people don't care. Some people will have it all mixed in and just be terrible, terrible customers. Um, but be kind out here to these people in these restaurants. They're going through a lot. And I have my rice cooker on back here. I don't like to start my rice cooker too soon, but I'm going to get this plugged in. And the rice is already in there. I like to rinse my rice off till the water runs clean. And I normally put salt and oil in here. Any type of oil I use is okay. And then I put a little bit of salt in here. Let me see what y'all over here talking about. Nate, you are on a thin ledge, Nate. You can't come in here being rude to people. and all of that. We like Ralph over here. Me and Ralph were just talking. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. Okay, so I got the beef gravy going. I'm gonna start putting some of the seasonings in there. We're gonna add our mushrooms. Okay, these are mushrooms that I don't normally use, so we're gonna see how this goes with this. These are oyster mushrooms. I normally use like white mushrooms. What's or I use white mushrooms. Oh, and then the criminite or you okay? I cannot say it, but I know how to spell it. CRIMI. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, okay. Ralph know what he's doing. Ralph is making an eye round, and he is going to be making roast beef. And if you are roasting a large cut of meat, this is how I know Ralph knows what he's talking about. Ralph left a little bit of fat on the meat, which is a good idea if you're roasting a meat that's kind of like lean with a little bit of fat, because while it cooks, that fat will drip down into the meat. That's how I know Ralph knows what he's doing. He said, I left a little sliver of fat on the eye of round. Y'all need to get you somebody in your life that knows how to cook. It is a big difference. Okay. So we have some Worcestershire sauce. Put that in there. And Ralph said the soft sliver comes off when it's done. Yes, and I remember when I was working in the kitchen, I could not remember his name. But there was this gentleman who had been cooking for he was like Ralph. He had a lot of experience in the kitchen. And he taught me that trick. When you're roasting meat and there's a little bit of fat, don't trim that fat off, because when it's cooking, it'll keep the meat moist. And someone actually taught me that trick in the kitchen. So, I put some salt in here, some Mrs. Dash, Worcestershire sauce, and that Ralph, do you know how to say that word? And a little bit of black pepper. Okay. Ralph said silver skin. Okay, I said it wrong. Okay, I was saying sliver. Said silver. But yes, you leave a little bit of fat on there so that it keeps that meat hydrated. And he was telling me, he was like, don't cut all the fat off just yet. You want to leave a little bit on there. Okay, so Ralph, when you have eye round, is it called fat or is it called silver skin? Are we talking about the same thing? Okay, and then I have a little bit of Italian seasoning I'm going to put in here. And as this cooks, it'll thicken up. And it will be a nice sauce. I put a little bit too much tomato paste in here, and that's why it has that color, but that's okay. When you cook, Ralph said it has both fat and silver skin. And Ralph said, you knew because you know why? Okay, let me tell you guys this. Do not be afraid to take advice from people that you meet, whether it's a dishwasher, a cook, or a homeless person, because some of the best tricks that I know, I learned from people that you never would have thought. I actually learned from a dishwasher how to make my meatloaf more efficient and a better way, so that when I'm done with the pan would come out clean. So I say all this to say, you can learn from anybody. So don't go out into the world thinking that you're better than everybody else. and that you know everything, can have an open mind because you never know who could teach you something about life. Okay, so y'all can already see it's starting to get thick. We're gonna let this roux cook, and we are gonna keep coming back and stirring it because a lot of times when your roux cooks, it can kind of stick to the pan a little bit, and we don't want that to happen. So we're gonna come back and check it. I might add one of these in there. And Ralph said when the eyes are done, I will put them in the fridge till the morning, then shave it. That's another thing, Ralph. And Ralph, thank you because I forgot about this whole process. But that's another thing that we would do too. Is when we were roasting the meat to make sandwich meat, we would always cool down the roast whole, and we wouldn't cut it until it was cool. I think a lot of that has to do with safety reasons. Like you don't want to be cutting hot meat. Very, very dangerous. Not a good idea, and not what you should do. Okay, and I got some more Italian seasoning here, and it's starting to boil. It's starting to get thick. It's starting to do its thing. I got the rice on over here. We are going to get started with the cornbread. Give this a stir. That's a little bit extra flour that I'm not going to need. And of course, Ralph, I'm going to taste this, of course. Yes, I'm going to taste it, and I recommend that if you are cooking, that you taste all of your food. When I am doing a roux-based sauce, I don't like to taste it right away because I feel like I can still taste flour. Now, that's just me. So I'm going to let this cook for a little bit, and then I'm going to taste it. And then depending on how it tastes, we may add a beef bouillon cube. We may put some more Worcestershire sauce. But yeah, I like to kind of wait a little bit when I have a roux-based sauce because I feel like I can taste flour. And now, I don't know if that's in my mind or what. And then I'm going to turn this down to probably about like a 5 and kind of let that cook on medium heat and let it just cook down, simmer. And what will happen, what we want to happen is we want the beef to start breaking down. We want the mushrooms to cook down. We want the sauce to thicken up. And Ralph said, but that looks good. Oh, Ralph said I cooked the butter and flour separate. I've actually done that technique as well. And that technique works well too. If you want to make your roux separately and then add it in, that's perfectly fine. When I worked in the kitchen, we had a lot of sauces. We had a lot of sauces that we had to make that had roux in them. So what we would do is we would make a big batch of roux so that we would not have to keep making roux all the time. That technique works as well. When you are cooking, there are many different ways to cook. Many different ways, many different people. And there is really no wrong way unless you have nasty food. Then you did it the wrong way. And so now we're going to pop over here to the cornbread. And so like sometimes when people see me cook, they be like, oh, I don't do it that way. You're not supposed to do that. Look here. Everyone is going to cook differently. You could literally give 10 people the same ingredients, and everything that they're going to make is going to be different. So, same thing with food. Same thing with food. So, now we're going to start on the cornbread muffins, and we have some more beef stock here. If needed, if our sauce starts to thicken up, I'm going to add more beef broth to it as needed. I always say beef stock. That's what I'm used to, but it's beef stock or broth. I'm not really too sure what the difference is. Ralph, do you know the difference between stock and broth? Is there a difference? Okay, so we got our cornbread here. We got our rice on. And I have made cornbread on this channel a couple of times. So, y'all have seen that. But if y'all need to know, very, very simple. Putting the powder in there. I'm going to put egg in here and milk. And we're going to stir this up. Cornbread is super simple to make. I made it a couple times. I did a chili and cornbread for you guys before, and we did some other stuff and some other stuff and some other stuff. Just subscribe to the channel. Ava! Okay, Ava has a question for you guys. She has a question and she has the latest breaking developments. Huh? Okay, I'll tell y'all. Ava said she got her pajamas on. She's ready to lay down. Okay, so on Mondays. Oh my goodness, we got a superstar in the building. We got Next Level down here in the building. Yes, Next Level. Beef tips and gravy. I forgot the gravy part in the title. I'm going to have to fix that. Beef tips and gravy. We got our white rice. I'm working on the cornbread right now. And we got some salad that we're going to make. And he said, shout out to the foodie gang. Okay, the announcement that I have for you guys. Ava was going to make it, but she already put on her pajamas. Ava will put herself to bed, okay? Let me tell you, Ava will put herself to bed. I will turn around and she will have her pajamas on, her bonnet, and be laying down. She is not playing. And next up say, and cornbread. Yes, we got some, we're gonna make some cornbread muffins. Okay, even though I'm Chef Big Bank, I still read the back of the box. For some reason, my family does not read the instructions for anything. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Ralph said stock comes from bones, broth comes from meat. You are absolutely right. Because when I was in culinary school, they taught us how to make stock, and we have bones. Wow. Thank you so much, Ralph, for that. Thank you. And we got Joy in the building. She said, good evening, love. And Ralph said, hi, Next Level. Okay. We out here learning. Okay. Stock comes from bones. Broth comes from meat. We got Coach Ferg in the building. He said, what a beautiful mind, young lady. Okay, so I just realized that I'm really mad about this. That I do not have regular milk. I have almond milk. So we're going to see what this cornbread going to be hitting like. I'm really mad about this. I'm really mad about this. I'm telling you. You go to the grocery store so many times a week and then you still don't have the right stuff. After a while, it's kind of like, forget it. I'm just going to make what I have and we just going to get on with it. But let me come back and start this. Yes, y'all hit the like button, double tap the screen. Ooh, y'all see how that's getting thick, right? Ooh. Okay, and as this cooks down, I'm going to add more beef broth. Okay, so Next Level. And I say Next Level because he always tells me about these mushrooms. So I normally use like white mushrooms or I use a different type of mushrooms. The store only had portobello mushrooms and oyster mushrooms. So I got oyster mushrooms in there, and so I'm gonna see what they hidden for. I'm gonna see what they hidden for. And Ralph said noodles gonna be in heaven. What you talking about? Okay, so next up said almond milk is way better. I think I may have made almond milk with my cornbread one time before, but we sometimes we gonna see what it's hitting for. It may not rise as much or be as fluffy, but we'll see. We will see. And so this is the cornbread right there. Mixing that around. You guys, it smells so delicious in here. Smells so good in here. I know my neighbors be like, dang, her house always smelling good. Oh, I had the Foodie Gang food panel here earlier today, and we were talking about you, Coach Ferg. Okay, so, No Captivity with Freezy, really amazing content creator, which I deeply, deeply like. No Captivity with Freezy. I like the whole crew and Freezy, but I dual streamed it to my Facebook page yesterday. So a lot of people that have never seen No Captivity with Freezy saw it last night because I was dual streaming it. And one thing I didn't notice is that when I hopped off of StreamYard, the stream to my Facebook page kept going. So I came back like hours later, and I was still live on Facebook. And I'm sitting on the couch, like, how am I live on Facebook when I'm sitting right here posted on Facebook? And come to find out, the stream never ended when I left. And so, a lot of people seen it, and one of my co-hosts for my show, she was like, what was going on last night? I was like, girl, I don't even know. I left, and I thought it stopped, and it didn't stop. But she was telling me all about it. And El Cheapo, we got El Cheapo in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you guys all so much for pulling up on Sunday dinner. Okay, we're making beef tips. I have white rice in the rice cooker, and then I'm working on cornbread muffins. And we're gonna do salad. So we got a little bit of everything. You guys, I don't know if y'all have seen this video yet, but those Big Bank chicken sliders, normally when I cook food, I will share with my family. I was not willing to share my sliders. And I was like, you know what, Toya? And I've got my little muffin pan right here. I'm putting the little liners in there. And that's also said, when you stream class, it ends when the stream ends unless you stop it. I did not know that. I didn't know that. So I was like sitting on the couch, and I was like, how am I live on Facebook right now when I'm sitting on the couch posting on Facebook? And so I saw that the live was still going, and I just thought it was so funny. But my homegirl, my co-host, was like, what was going on last night? She was like, somebody came up there talking crazy. And I was just telling her, I was like, girl, you gotta kind of take YouTube with a grain of salt, because these people are ready to will have you ready to hop out your body and beat them up. So you gotta just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't got sense. You know, you never know what somebody has gone through before. You know. But she said y'all was up in here cooking last night. But yeah, I did not know that. But I'm glad that more people got to see No Captivity with Freezy that wouldn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people may not know about it, so we gotta get the word out there. Ooh, Cheapo, you made oxtails? Hold on. Chipo made some oxtails. El Chipo be cooking. El Chipo trying to get her a husband. Okay, so I saw this recipe for an oxtail boil, and I'm gonna put some more organic beef broth. Okay, Ralph just taught me this. Stock comes from bones. Broth comes from meat. I never really knew the difference. Well, I never really understood it, but thank you so much for that, Ralph. Um, Ooh, El Tipo. When am I gonna get an invite over? When you gonna invite me over? Who invited me to the house? El Tipo didn't cook it, but she know how to order though. Coach Ferg said, "What did y'all say about me? Life changing." I said, "Look, I know Trey be talking crazy sometimes, but that's my dude, and ain't nobody finna say nothing about Trey Ferg while I'm here, because I know he get kind of crazy and carried away with the men thing and but I like Trey." Um, and we didn't say nothing bad about you, Trey, and nothing that you can't go back and rewatch. But okay, so my sister told me this. When you have muffin pans, and I've never tried this before, but I'm going to give it a try. She bakes a lot, and she was telling me that when you have cake liners, to spray them with vegetable oil so that your cornbread muffins won't stick. I have not tried this technique before, but I'm gonna try it because my sister recommended it to me, and she do be baking. So I'm gonna let y'all know how it goes, whether y'all should do it or not. I'm gonna take one for the team. But Trey, we didn't say nothing bad about you. I told him that, you know what I'm saying, I know Trey be talking crazy, and he came through. One of my lives, Trey pulled up and called us old. And I was like, I don't know what was going on, but I like Trey. You know, we keeping Trey over here, okay? No Trey slander is gonna be okay over here. So, okay, so I'm gonna put my. Let me grab like a little scoop or something. Okay, so I'm gonna put these in here now. Can y'all see everything? But yeah, I told them, y'all look, Trey, ain't nobody gonna come around me saying nothing too bad about you. Even if you told them the kids ain't nothing. Oh, okay. So the announcement that I had for you guys was we went live on Ava's Playtime the other day for the first time. And it was our first time going live over there. So we are going to continue to go live on Ava's Playtime. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to do cooking lessons over there on Ava's Playtime. And Coach Ferg said, I want to see all win, however, most are afraid to take a chance on themselves. And I agree with you on that, Trey. We kind of discussed that a little bit too. I feel like a lot of people are kind of scared, or they're like, I don't want to try because then I might fail. Not knowing that not trying is failing in my mind. So, what I want to do is I want to go live on Ava's Playtime every Mondays, and I'm going to do a cooking lesson for the kids. And me and Ava were thinking of names for, our live segment we're going to do over there. And we were thinking Messy Mondays, or do you guys have any names that would kind of rhyme? We're going to start doing cooking lessons on Ava's Playtime for the kids. And we're going to make muffins, blueberry mini muffins tomorrow. Because I'm always going live. I'm always cooking. And I'm like, why don't we just do this over there? And so that the kids can learn cooking lessons. you know. So, do y'all got any names for our show on Monday? And I feel like a lot of times we always talk about how people don't know how to cook. And that all starts when you are a kid or a child. You may not have someone to cook with you. You know, not everybody has a stable environment. And so, you know, somebody's going to need some cooking lessons. So, I'm going to start cooking over there on Ava's Playtime. Okay, so we got our cornbread muffins in here. We're going to pop these into the oven. With cupcake liners, I've learned that you don't want to get them too full, because if you get them too full, your cupcakes, or I'm not making cupcakes, but I'm making muffins. But if you get them too full, they will like cook over or bake over. Hey, Liliana, how are you doing? How are you doing? I was just watching one of the videos that you made, one of the pre-recorded videos, and you had like some beans in the blender, something. But yeah, I'm always checking out to see who's going live. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the oven. And I'm doing good, Liliana. We're making Sunday dinner. We have beef tips and gravy, white rice, cornbread muffins, and we're gonna make a salad. Or the salad's already made. I'm just gonna put it in a bowl. And Coach Ferg said failure is a part of trying, learning, building, never quitting. Never quit learning through the failures you rock. You know what, Trey? I agree with you. Like, when I was 29, or I'm 31 now, but when I was 29, about to turn 30, I kind of went through like a midlife crisis because I wanted to have a business by the time I was 25, and I started like a little braiding business, but nothing that I really stuck with or ever liked. So here I am with 907 Good Eats. So, you know, Trey's absolutely right. Never give up on yourself. I feel like we are putting a lot of hope in other people versus ourselves. And Angela said that's great. The kids will enjoy those lessons. They took home economics out of most school districts in Michigan. We have home economics here as well in Alaska, but the issue with the home economics is, well, because I have 4 siblings. We were poor when I was growing up. Home economics costed $40. And at the time, we did not have I didn't have $40. My mom didn't have a ton of money, so I ended up switching out of it. And so a lot of times, even like the cooking classes, they cost now. And you could be someone who doesn't have a lot of money. And you know what I'm saying? But we always talk about how people don't know how to cook. Nobody's teaching them. And all that stuff. And I know that all that's true. And yes, that is very, very true. But I'm going to head over there to Ava's Playtime. Teach these kids how to cook. And I'm going to do it on Mondays, because I think Mondays would work best for me. Do you guys have any names? We're thinking Messy Mondays with Ava and Chef Big Bang. Or maybe like Cooking Mondays. Do y'all have any names? Let me know. And even if I missed your guys' chats, because I'm cooking, I'll see it on the replay. And Liliana said I took home ec in middle school. Well, it worked out because Liliana got a whole husband and some kids. So whatever they taught her in that class worked. It worked. She definitely passed that class. And Liliana said, laugh a lot. No, I didn't learn that in school. Where you learn that from, girl? Okay, Gonna give it a taste. If you're at home and you're taste testing, you guys know the rule, but I'm gonna say it to you guys again. Do not double dip if you're serving other people. Oh, I like that, Trey. Trey said Miracle Mondays. I like that. This is really good. We're not gonna need these beef cubes at all because we have the beef broth. It's actually really good. This is good. And Liliana said, my fat self watching people cook, laugh aloud, laugh my A off. My eyes taught me laugh out loud. Okay, so on Mondays, I'm gonna head over to Ava's Playtime and do a cooking lesson for the kids. And we are brainstorming names for my new show that's gonna come out on Mondays for the kiddos on Ava's Playtime. What? Okay. Trey said Miracle Mondays. I got Messy Mondays. What else do y'all got? Ooh, I like that, Angela. Angela said making munchies with Ava. I like that. Oh, Liliana said, okay, I'll be there, and my son as well. So let me tell you guys this. On Ava's channel, because I'll take my slippers off, I'm getting hot. Because it's the kids channel, the comments and the live chat will be off until she's 13 years old. So it's not like this channel where y'all can talk to me. But yes, tomorrow, Liliana, I'm gonna be making blueberry or mini blueberry muffins, and I gotta get that live stream set up. And Trey said DM moms and daughter Mondays. Okay. Ava, they're giving me some great ideas. Ava was just here and she did a flip and left. Okay, Angela stole my idea, except I was gonna say Mondays munchies with Chef Ava. I like what you guys are coming up to. You know what? I was asking Ava what names we should do, and you know what she told me? She told me to ask you guys. She's like, Mommy, why don't you just ask them and see what they come up with? Ava really, really loves you guys, and you guys have inspired her to want to start going live on her channel. And it also has helped me out because I was very nervous about it. One of the reasons why I was nervous about going live on Ava's Playtime is because YouTube has some strict rules for kids channels. And oh my goodness, Trey, I love that. Chef Ava Monday Madness. That, I think, thank you guys so much for giving me so many ideas, because I was kind of just stuck on this Messy Mondays. I don't know why. Ooh, okay, we're going to be eating here pretty soon. Let me get us a bowl. I like that. That's so cute. But I am so excited to be cooking over there for the kids and with Ava. We already cook a lot on this channel, and we cook on her channel as well. But we're always doing pre-recorded videos, and I did not have time to edit videos the way I was doing in the beginning because I didn't have 907 goodies. It is really hard for me to be able to edit videos. So us going live over there will help me out a lot. Oh, Trey, I love that one. Chef Ava, Monday Madness with Mom. Oh, that is so sweet. And I am so excited that Ava loves cooking. And I know it's not her thing, but it's a lot of fun because she teaches me about gymnastics and I teach her about cooking. And so there's always a lot to learn, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'm just going to wash this bowl out really quick for the salad here. plating up pretty soon here. Um, and then Angela said all the titles sound really good. But yes, Ava told me to come ask the foodie gang of ideas for the name of her new, like, segment on her show, on her channel, which is we're going to be cooking every Monday on live. Yeah, that's the goal. That is the goal. I picked Mondays because we don't have a lot to do on Mondays. We don't have gymnastics. Days where we have gymnastics, Ava is so tired. I know she is not going to help me. Ooh, Chef Ava making Mondays. I like it. Okay, so I have some salad that I already made here. I have some spinach, um, lettuce in here, croutons, carrots, and a little bit of cranberries. And I put some bell peppers in here as well. So, okay, so I'm trying to eat better for this year. I print out a calendar for all my content and all my videos. So what I did, Foodie Gang, because I am very serious about it this time. I'm sick of this. So what I did was I printed out another calendar and I'm tracking all my workouts. And yeah, so I'm, trying to make it, I'm gonna make it happen. Oh, and then Liliana said, Chef, did you see Ludacris was in Alaska? Do you mean for the Alaska State Fair? I didn't go to the fair this year, but honestly, a lot of artists, a lot of mainstream artists came to Alaska this summer. And I remember reading an article that was talking about how there's more mainstream artists coming to Alaska. I don't know if that's because this is all allegedly, in my opinion. Their concerts ain't selling, or I don't know what's going on, but yes. Yeah, they came to see me. I'm just playing. Okay, so we got our salad here. A little bit of bell peppers, some spinach, some romaine. I'm going to put a little bit more cheese on top. And now, I don't know. I don't know about that. And Liliana said, I don't know when he went. I just seen he was drinking water from the glaciers, laugh out loud. Okay, these people, I don't know about that. Okay, so there is a company out here. I believe they bottle water and they say it's from the glaciers. But was he actually like at the glacier drinking water? I gotta look that up. Liliana, send me the video. And I know you got it. Don't even try to play. So I'm gonna put a little bit more cheese on here. And I don't even think we're gonna need this container. I put a little bit of, I opened this and I put a little bit of beef broth, but we're not even gonna need it all. Liliana said no, he was actually at the glacier. And she said, I'm going to look it up for you and tag you. Yeah, I've never done that before. I didn't even know people could do that. That's news to me. That's yeah, Liliana be on top of it. I didn't know that you can drink water. But one thing I will say is my dad, he was into the outdoors. He was really into Alaska. And I remember, it's like somebody called my name. I'm looking for the crouton. I remember when we were younger, he took us to go climb a glacier. And so I don't remember where it was, but he took us to go climb a glacier. And you can actually climb them and stuff like that. Now that I'm older and looking back at it, I don't think I would do it again. I probably would not be climbing a glacier. But yeah, when I was younger, we did climb glaciers. But he was drinking water from a glacier? What? I didn't know people did that. I love all the names that you guys came up with for Mondays cooking cooking videos on Ava's Playtime. Thank you guys all so much. Okay, so Coach Park said, "Have you made venison stew or Alaskan meals?" No, I have not. During New Year's, my uncle was here, and he has actually eaten moose and bear before. And I was asking him, how can I get some moose so I can cook it? I've never had moose. I've never had moose before, but I was asking him, how could I acquire some moose? And he was like, you gotta know somebody that hunts. You know what, Foodie Gang? I don't know anybody that has moose, but I'm gonna make it my mission to find some moose. Okay, thank you, Liliana. Liliana says she tagged me in the video. I'm finna go see this. Where Ludacris was drinking water from a glacier. That's crazy. Okay, so the cornbread muffins went off. I did 15 minutes. I have showed you guys this trick before, but I'm gonna show you this trick again. So when you're baking something to check and see if it's done, you stick a clean fork into it. If the fork comes out with crumbs, then it is not done. If it comes out clean, then it's done. Okay, it came out clean. This is pretty much done. We're going to turn that off. Everything's looking kind of good to go. What I like to do for my cornbread when it gets done is I would take a stick of butter and rub each piece of cornbread, or rub the cornbread down with butter. And then, and Trey Ferg said, find a country boy at the market. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find somebody that sells moose or hunts moose or something. Because I want to try it. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've lived in Alaska my whole life. And I can say that I never really cared about trying moose or bear. But now that I have this channel, I want to try moose for y'all. And yeah, I want to try moose. See what it tastes like. I never had bear either. Okay, so I'm just rubbing down each of these cornbreads with butter. And Liliana said, have you ever made honey butter for the cornbread chef? I have not made honey butter myself before. That sounds really good. But you know what, Liliana? I don't think I need to eat more sweets or more butter. And Caesar, what's going on? Andrew said, my granddad hunted deer. One deer when butchered can last a family most of the year. That is one thing that I have heard about hunting, is that when you hunt, you can feed your family off of that meat for a long time. And even though I am from Alaska, I do not know anybody who hunts personally. Because let's be real here, y'all know what color my skin is. We don't really be hunting like that I know of. If I'm wrong, Trey, let me know. Do we hunt like that? And no, I have not made apple butter. How do you make apple butter? And Trey first said, I will ask my wife, yeah, how do you make apple butter? Liliana said, me neither, but I want to try it. Laugh out loud once in my life won't hurt me. Ooh, do you guys know what is so good? Corn fritters with the honey butter. I used to get it from like Safeway, But maybe we should try to make that one day. The corn fritters are so good with that honey butter. Ooh, okay, okay. I will try to make that honey butter for that recipe. But and I have heard of apple butter before. Okay, so I'm gonna get these out of the way. And then I'm just gonna wash off another bowl. I need to get some more bowls. I only have four. Four nice bowls. I got some more bowls, but those bowls are kind of like ghetto. And then, and the coach first said, yes, please make it. That would be tasty. And then Liliana said, what is that? Are you referring to the corn fritters that I just mentioned? Are you saying what are corn fritters? Really, really good. It's like a dough that has like corn in it, and then you deep fry it. And then it's kind of like sweet, and then you dip it in the honey butter. Okay. And then Angela said, go to a butcher shop. They may have fresh deer meat during hunting season. That's a good idea. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go to the butcher shop that I go to get my beef. I go there to get my beef, and I'm just going to ask them, like, hey, do you guys know anybody that has bear, deer, or moose, any like exotic type of meats? And I'm gonna see what they say. I'm gonna see what they say. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if the butcher shop sold meats like that if you asked about it, but we don't know. We gotta, we gotta see. Okay, so I got my cornbread muffins here, and then I got my salad, and then I got my rice here. I'm gonna pour some beef tips and gravy over this, and then we're gonna show y'all what it's looking like. Yes, Lily Honor corn fritters are so good. It's like a sweet dough kind of that has like corn in it, and then you dip it in honey butter. It's so good. Ooh! Trey first said if someone hunts a deer for you, may cost over $200. Well, Foodie Gang, y'all know what y'all gotta do. I'm just playing. But you know what? You never know what the future may bring. Ooh. Next level always coming in here with the facts. He said, look at that. Oh my goodness, I didn't even put it all on there yet. He says, stay away from bear meat. Too many parasites. What? Next level? Bear meat has parasites in it? Oh, thank you so much, Joy. Joy said, looks amazing. You have an amazing night. Bear meat has parasites in it? What? Okay, we got beef tips and gravy. And the grocery store did not have the mushrooms that I usually use. So I put oyster mushrooms in here. And when I saw these oyster mushrooms, I thought about you, Next Level. Because you always talk about these mushrooms. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have never had oyster mushrooms before. So, we're going to see what it's hitting for. Okay, So, if you go on a dinner date and your food comes out like this, how much are you what? Oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. I gotta scroll up. I just saw something in there that made me just not even hungry no more. What? Oh my goodness. Ooh, William said he taking me on a dinner date. Okay. Ooh. Trey said bears will eat spoiled food, rats, snakes, and lizards. Oh my goodness. And then have you ever seen, next level said, have you ever seen tapeworms hanging from a bear? A-S-S? Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna ruin the mood. That is disgusting. Yeah, I don't want to eat bear meat. Y'all talked me out of it. I'm glad. What about moose meat? Is that safe to eat? Is that safe to eat? Yes, and hit the like button as y'all come in the building. Well, I already got a dinner date food game, so I'll see y'all later. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Coach Ferg said bears eat moose too. So y'all saying the bears eat anything and they got tapeworms? Oh my goodness. Y'all know how to talk somebody out of something. Okay. So we got our salad here. We have our cornbread muffins. And then we have our beef tips and gravy with some rice down there. Woo! Y'all, hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness. Dinner, anybody? Is anybody coming? Are y'all coming, Foodie Gang, to dinner? I am not gonna get over that bear. Anybody coming to dinner? Okay, so you go out to dinner, your food comes to the table like this. I say, here you go, Foodie Gang. Give me my money. How much are you paying? Let me know. Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, let me know. How much are you paying? Okay. I'm missing some comments. Let me see. And Lily, I know. She said they sure do know how to talk someone out of trying something new or trying new things. Yeah, I don't even want to try no more. That was a quick, 5 minutes. Okay. Hussein said $23.99. And next level said you have to research what you eat or research what you eat and what it eats. That's a really good point. It's a really good point. And yes, Leon, they are looking out for me. Ooh. Husan said plus tax and tip, which would be 34 total. Ooh, where you eating that with taxes and tip that much? Oh, Liliana, you didn't gotta do all that. I'll just give you some food, girl. You know, I'm not one of those people. People always ask me all the time, do you sell plates? Do you sell plates? And yes, it is true that I could make a lot of money selling plates because I clearly know how to cook. But what about the stress? What about the me time? I don't even know how long people call my phone just yet. But one day I am going to sell plates. And someone asked me, did I make my daughter's plates? My daughter, I made her some food before. She's a really picky eater. Um, and she doesn't really like stuff like this. But she will eat rice. She will do the cornbread. But y'all, I gotta share this food with y'all because y'all gonna appreciate it. Yeah, I gotta share this food with y'all because kids be so disrespectful too when they don't like the food. Very hurtful. So, mm. Okay, let me try it. It's really, really hot. We got the beef tips and gravy on the top, and we have rice underneath. We are gonna give this a taste. And then I used oyster mushrooms because the store did not have the mushrooms that I typically use. And Liliana said exactly how I feel. Yes, kids be disrespectful when they don't like something. You be like, I've been in here all this time cooking this food, and you're gonna act like it's like the worst thing in the world. Terrible. Wow. This almost makes me want to sit down. That gravy is just perfect. I'm telling you guys, if you want to make good food at home, it is very important that you learn how to make sauces. Sauces will really elevate your dishes. And I, have beaten y'all over the head with this rule. So learn how to make sauces. Practice, practice, practice. Never give up, like Coach Ferg said. Oh my God, but this sauce is just so flavorful, so thick. Yeah. Mmm. Mmm. Liliana said, I did it for a while, referring to selling plates, but she said it was stressful and overwhelming. And I can see how selling plates could quickly become overwhelming and stressful. Because it's one thing when you're in the kitchen and you have to cook your own food, but then you have to serve your own food as well. Then you have to plate your food, and then you have to go out here and market. It's just a lot. I love what I'm doing now, making these cooking videos and just talking to y'all. Um, Angela says she agrees with Ava. She said, as a child, I ate a lot of hot dogs and bologna sandwiches when I hated when my parents cooked for dinner. And you know what? Sometimes kids, they just be kind of wanting the simple stuff. And when you're like chefing it all up like this, some kids are good eaters, some kids are not. Who knows? This beef that I get from the butcher is so good. It tastes so different from beef that you get in the store. I'm telling you, it's just tender. Not a lot of fat comes off of it, and it melts in your mouth in a good way. Super, super good. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Mmm. Just a perfect amount of seasonings. Mmm. So good. Alright, food gang. I know I'll be mad. Y'all be saying I'm making y'all hungry. But I always say this. If you came up in here and didn't get hungry, I'm not doing my job right. Look at this. I did the trick that my sister taught me, which is like spraying the cupcake liners with vegetable oil, and it worked. They're coming off so perfect. If you're making cornbread muffins and you're having issues getting your cornbread muffins off the liners, spray the liners with vegetable oil. My first time trying it, but it works. And then said, and the next level said, give me a to-go box with extra cornbread. Nope, next level, I'm not. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you no meat, no vegans, no non-vegan stuff. If you want to cheat, you're gonna have to do it outside of Chef Big Bang. Okay? But I'm sorry, next level. I can't do it. Look at this. Oh, this beef, I'm telling you guys, is so tender. After I started getting beef from the butcher, I was like, I don't even. What I do when I go to the butcher is I have stock up on all my beef products, like my ground beef, I got my stew beef, steaks. I got some burgers. Yeah, next level. Yeah, you're not gonna drag me into it. I'll make you some vegan food though. Mm mm mm. I'll just check this out real quick. But y'all, I gotta go get ready. Ava ready for school tomorrow. Mm. Mm. This is so good. Okay. My favorite thing from this week, though, is gonna be those sliders. Those sliders were so good that I'm gonna make them again. And when I make them again, do you guys want me to do it on live or what? Mmm. So I use almond milk, and they're really good. Oh my goodness! Super tender. Mm. Okay. So if you're making cornbread, you can use almond milk. It still works. Very, very good. All right, y'all. Mm. Okay. These oyster mushrooms are good. I'm gonna have to get these in. Okay. Yeah, I actually like these oyster mushrooms. I remember Next Level was telling me about them, but they still have a really good bite. Um, the flavor isn't too mushroomy, if that makes sense. It's just like just the right hint of like mushroom, and you kind of get that texture because it has a good bite to it. Man, this is delicious. Mmm. Y'all, I'll be grubbing over here and not something good eats. This is why I'm not mad. Okay, y'all. Y'all watch me cook. You watch me try everything. Cornbread muffins with the almond milk. Delicious. We have our beef tips and gravy here. Cornbread muffins, and we have salad. Everything is super, super delicious. Okay. I am taking Monday off from 907 Good Eats. I'm going to be over at Ava's Playtime. I will most likely be coming back on Tuesday with another live. And then on Wednesday, I have my pre-recorded content coming out. Some of the things I want to make for this upcoming week, I want to make shrimp stir fry. I want to do the mimosa bar that we've been talking about. And I'm probably going to sneak in another budget-friendly meal. So, turn on your notifications. Stay tuned. I will see y'all out here in the streets. Shout out to all the content creators, all the moderators that came through. I know it may be really, really late for you guys. I got 8:15 my time, but I know it may be late for you guys. So thank you all for stopping by. Oh, and thank you guys so much for helping me create names for our new show that's going to be on Ava's Playtime. We're going to go live on Mondays, and we're going to cook for all the kiddos. And, you know, that's going to be our thing. It's going to be Mondays. We're going to be cooking over there at Ava's Playtime. For the rest of the week, we'll be back over here at 907 Good Eats. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to Casey for being a member, part of the gang. Shout out to all the members. Thank you guys all so much. And as I said, thanks for watching this live tonight. Have a good night, everyone. Yes, have a good night. Have a great week. Happy Sunday. And we are in 2025. So, oh, and check out my video from yesterday where I did the Big Bang chicken sliders. Super, super delicious. But I will see you guys in the next one. Well, hold on. I'm your host, and this is Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang. And I will see you guys in the next one. Shout out to the Foodie Gang. Leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and stopping by my kitchen for Sunday dinner. See y'all in the next one. Peace. I'm out.